Yo, what's up? We're back with another video. Okay, so first of all, I'm in my car right now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I'm waiting to go to church though. So yeah, anyway, let's get this video started. So if I'm looking down, it's just my notebook. But anyway, so my name is Lynn. I attend, or Lynn Raw, y'all know. I attend WIU, Western Illinois University, and I'm in my 3rd year of college. Anywho, okay, so first of all, so who am I? I'm really just a girl. Nah, I'm just playing. But no, I'm a college student, of course. I'm from Chicago, or the Chicago area, I would say. And my major, what am I majoring in? I just switched from psychology to LEJA, which I'll have a different video for, explaining the different majors and the different curriculums and stuff or whatever that's involved with each major and how hard it is. But anyway, on campus I usually do content creation, as in TikTok, YouTube. I think I'll be posting a few things on Instagram, but that's more about me than anything else. I have about 5 or 6 TikTok pages. They're all under Lynn Raw or some type of format of Lynn Raw. And for the most part this semester, I've really been going to class. I haven't been going to any parties this semester. I'm really locked in. Yeah. I'm really locked in this semester with my school stuff. This is also the first semester that I have not gotten a job or been employed. This is actually the first time I haven't been employed since like I was 16. And I am 21 right now. I just turned 21. Yeah. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me. Let's get into the do's and don'ts of WIU, or really any college. It's really for any college, but this is I am going to say that some of these things are specifically for WIU, but I digress. First of all, I want to say go to the events, get involved. We have so many organizations and resources on campus that a lot of students don't know about or don't use. And we have so many events that some students, they just either don't know about or again don't attend. And it's like, when you don't attend certain events, or when you don't attend events throughout college or whatever, your experience is not going to be the college experience most of the time, because college is, as always, what you make it. So if you're in your dorm all the time and you're staying to yourself, not really making any friends, you don't really do much, you're not, most of the time you're not going to have the experience that most college kids are looking for, most college students are looking for. But if you're not looking for that, then by all means, do what you want, because I can't tell you what to do. But if you are thinking like, hey, college isn't working out for me, or how can I like make sure I have a good time at college or when I get to college, just make sure you look out for the orgs or the organizations on campus, see what they do, see how you can get involved. Or when you see them post their flyers for the events, go out to the events. Even if you don't know nobody, even if you're going by yourself, just go to the events and just get a feel for them. Like sometimes, yeah, you will go to an event and then you'll be like, this is not really my style, and that's okay, that's fine. You can just go back to your dorm if you're not feeling it. But I do not suggest staying in your dorm all the time, because I did that freshman year. I went to like 2 events throughout the whole fall semester. I think it was fall and spring semester my freshman year. I tell you, the worst semesters of my life. I was so bored. I was like, dang, college is really not what I thought it was gonna be. This, that, and the other. And I wish I had known beforehand that it was because I wasn't going out to the events, because I wasn't like going out just meeting new strangers every day, which is what I do now. I go out and I talk to strangers at least once a day. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so that was one of the do's, is to get involved in the org or the events or whatever. And then the don't was, don't stay in your dorm room, don't stay to yourself all the time, etc. Okay, so another do of college would be to possess a skill or go to college being able to sell something. This isn't mandatory, of course, as any of the things that I'm going to tell you to do, but being in college, having something to supply or sell, or a skill that you have can be very beneficial as a student, because we have something known as service for service, which means, think about it this way: if you want your hair done, or if you want your hair cut, and you, instead of paying for it with money, if you know how to design shoes, or you know how to clean shoes, or you know how to clean cars, etc., you can, instead of paying for money, you be like, hey, I'll design your shoes, and for exchange you do my hair, and then it's like an equal exchange. And even if you're not doing service for service, it's a good thing to possess a skill, because it's another way to bring in money. Because I know me personally, I always look for new ways to bring in another form of income, or any type of income, whatever, from not working, etc. So it is a good way to be able to manage your own time, or when you work, and etc. A don't would be do not. Well, I'm stretching a little bit too much. I'm stretching too much, but it's a good thing to keep in mind that maybe if possible, do not come to college with less than $500 if in emergency, but try not to come with less than $1,000 per semester in cash, or in liquid funds in your bank account, or whatever, because things come up. Parties, if you're going to be a person that go out to parties or whatever, it's going to be $5 to $10 every party out here in Macomb. I don't know about any other college, but out here in Macomb, it's going to be $5 to $10. And for the big parties, they're talking about $25, $35. I don't know that about that. Yeah, but anyway, other stuff you have to pay for. You have to pay for washing your clothes. I know WIU, they're saying that next semester we won't have to pay for that, and it will already be included in our tuition. But as of this semester, you have to pay for washing your clothes. If you have a car, you have to pay for gas, washing your car, anything mechanical that goes wrong with your car. If you don't have a car, you'll have to pay for things such as if you need new clothes, or if you need food and you run out of meal plan, or you don't want the food that's on the campus, or etc. It's just things that come up. That's why I say $500 if it's just you can't really get your hands on any money, and you can't really, figure it out. Then $500 would be a safe, kind of a safe spot, because it's like in Macomb, there's not that many expenses when you live on a campus. You don't really go out to the party, and etc. But $1,000 would be like, okay, you should need more than $1,000 unless you just spend it here, spend it there, spend it everywhere. And if that's the case, then I don't know nothing about that. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so the next do would be to make friends and socialize. Let's go back to what I said earlier about getting involved. Making friends and socializing can sometimes be different from what people call networking. It can be different things, and it can be one and the same. It really is per person with that. But when I say make friends, it's cool to come into college with people that you've already known from high school, or people that you just met that first week. Because during the first week of freshman year, I know me and a lot of other students on campus, we already get our group settled. Like, we already know who's going to be in our friend group. But sometimes, like mine, those friend groups don't last. Not because of any type of ill nature or anything. It's just sometimes people outgrow each other. Sometimes we figure out, hey, this isn't the type of friendship that we want, etc. So make more friends. Even if you have your close circle, whatever, always be open to making friends, unless you're just that's never not your goal. If that's not your goal, then by all means, do what you do. But if you really want to make the most out of college, making friends and getting to know people is what helped me. I can't tell you what'll help you, but it helped me, and I think everybody should try it. Don't would be, so that would be the do and the don't. So the don't would be to not have a closed mind as to making new friends and just keeping the friends you have. And then a do would be to make friends, go out, socialize, talk to strangers. Because on a college, I know everybody stretches stranger danger and things of that sort. And I'm not saying like you got to go talk to every stranger you see, of course. And I think everybody should use discretion when meeting new people and really go with their intuition when meeting new people and trying to stay as safe as possible. But out here in Macomb, I know on campus especially that most of the time when I see people, they aren't a danger to me. But I have a really good intuition when it comes about those things. So then again, I'll say make friends and talk to strangers if you feel like that's okay with you, but stay safe. Stay safe, definitely, because crime is everywhere. Though we're in a town like Macomb, crime is everywhere. Please. Anyway. So another do would bring everything you need. Bring everything you'll need to college. We have dressers, we have closets and stuff in the dorm rooms, but bring your own towels, your toothbrush, your clothes, your hair products, everything that you'll need, your computer, whatever else you'll need for class. That's a do. The don't would be, do not rely on other people to make up for your shortcomings. Like, I know we can't all come to college with things that we'll need, or sometimes maybe we don't have a computer. We have computer labs on campus for that reason, if students don't have computers at home or to bring whatever. But I don't think it's a good idea ever to get mad or get upset at someone else for them not allowing you to use their stuff. And especially bring things like toothbrushes and stuff. Please don't go up to anybody asking to use their toothbrush. And I know how crazy that sounds. But trust me, it happens. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. So please bring your own toothbrush. Yeah. And your own charger and stuff, because you don't want to be out here without a charger and then you got to go to the gas station. I did that one time. I had a charger, but it broke. I had to go to the gas station. Went to the gas station. It was like 12 o'clock at night. All of the gas stations are not open out here at 12 o'clock at night. I bought the charger, opened it to realize it was the wrong charger. It was so crazy, y'all. It was so crazy. But nonetheless, bring your own things from home and do not rely on other people to supply you with all of your needs, if you get what I mean. But it is okay to lean on other people, like, hey, can I borrow your vacuum cleaner? Hey, can I borrow your broom if you like have that, etc. So anyway, another do would be, if you need to, get a job. No one is going to be frowned upon. I know some people don't like getting a job because they're like, oh, I'm not working no job, I'm in college or whatever. And if you don't want to work a job because you feel like it's going to interfere with your grades, that's a good reason, because grades in school is to be prioritized. You're out here for college at the end of the day. You're out here for school. But getting a job is not frowned upon on a college campus. Not that I have ever known or heard of is it frowned upon. And sometimes we do need to get a job because we have things to pay for. We have things to do. So, you know what I mean? And plus, who's not wanting to stack their money? I think that's what we all here for. We trying to get some money. But anyway, I digress. So, get a job if needed. And with that being said, if you think you're going to be going out on a weekend, you think you're going to rest on a weekend or want to do etc., do not sign up for the weekend shift if you think that you're going to want to go out, because then you're going to have to find somebody switched every weekend or whatever. Just think ahead when you're thinking of your schedule as far as that, but also make sure that your schedule doesn't collide with your classes. Anyway, so like I said, don't prioritize the job over school. I've done that one semester. Didn't go so well at all. Another thing would be, when you're picking your classes, look up on the website Rate My Professor. That website has failed maybe once for me, and it was because there was barely any ratings on there, so you couldn't really tell. But Rate My Professor is a website designed by I don't know who, but basically it allows students to let other students know how the teacher or how the professor did as a professor. Like, hey, this professor speaks a lot, but it's a really easy class. Or, hey, this professor gives out a lot of homework and 2 quizzes, and if you miss the quizzes, then you'll fail the class. They let you know vital things that you may not go off the get-go, or you may not know from the syllabi or whatever. But Rate My Professor has been one of the best resources for when I'm choosing a class. Another resource would be, if you're already in college or whatever, go to a class, and if you know you're going to need their class for the next semester or following semester, go to their class and just, what is it called? Go to their class and audit. Just audit. Audit means you just sitting there listening, seeing how it goes, seeing how they teach, how you respond to it or whatever. Just get a feel for it. And if you don't think that's going to be a class for you or whatever, do not take it. Because intuition, like I said, is a very good thing to be relied on. I didn't think I was going to pass the course at one point, but I stayed because I was like, oh, I don't want to drop from the course. I wish I would have dropped from that course earlier. But anyway. So, another thing that I don't want you to do is come to college thinking that you're better than anyone else because of anything. We're all here. We're all here together. I don't care. We may all be different ages. Like some colleges, you'll go and see somebody 35 in the same class as you who was 19, or vice versa. Or you may have this, that, and the other, and then you see a person that doesn't have as much, or you're from this part of town and they're from a different part of the state, whatever. None of those things make you better than another person. I say this because sometimes we come to college with this mindset, like the high school mindset that we had, and this is, don't get me wrong, it does remind you a little bit of high school at some points, but this is not high school. We're all grown. Well, I'm not gonna say we all grown, cause anyway, but we're all here together. We're all growing. We're all learning. Give people grace. Don't do that. It's an ick. I don't know if you know what an ick is, and if you don't, search it up on TikTok or something, but it's an ick when someone thinks that they're better than someone else because of something that they have or don't have, or etc. It's really not okay. Like, that's not okay. Anyway, another thing you should do is talk to current students about their campus life. If you're visiting college, talk to students and ask them, hey, how's this college? Hey, how's this dorm? Hey, how's this, that, and the other? And make sure you get a real feel or how they feel about it. And then don't only talk to one student, talk to a couple so you can get like an average, because the way one student feel about it may not be the way another student feels about it, if you know what I mean. And if you can't visit a college, then you can still, most colleges have social media groups, like ours is on Facebook. It's called WIU something. Anyway, go into the group chat. I wouldn't say make a post, but you can if you want to. I don't do things like that. But you can just message someone in the group chat, be like, hey, I'm an incoming student, or I'm a prospective student and I'm looking to come to WIU. What should I look for? What should I watch out for? Is it a good college, etc.? And sometimes a good thing is to be able to ask the right questions, more so than to just ask any questions. But asking a question is the first step. Anyway, let's carry on. Okay, so another thing I say you shouldn't do is make a bad rep for yourself on campus, nor with your professors. Allowing a bad reputation to fly with your name, or like people associating a bad reputation with you, is never a good thing. I don't care where you come from, how you were raised. A bad reputation is never a good thing. Never. Okay, so if a professor thinks that you are this negative person, or you have a bad reputation with them, I won't say there's no way you'll do good in their class, but it will make it difficult, or more difficult, for you to excel in an environment that you have Anyway, my phone had got too hot. I was sitting in the sun. I moved my car. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Just don't make a bad rep for yourself. It should go without saying. Anyway, a recommendation of mine, as we're just talking about cars, would be to bring your own car. I'm not saying it's necessary. Most students don't have their car out at school with them. But me, I know my car was so important to me that I had it, that I recommend everybody bring their car, because it's like, you don't want to rely on everyone else taking you places. I like driving back and forth to Chicago when I want to, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. Well, I can't drive in the dark, but anyway, yeah. So if you think that you are going to want to like go places, get up and go places whenever you want, make sure you bring your car, but it's not necessary. In Macomb especially, we have the free transportation with the bus. It takes you most around campus and a little bit of like outside of campus, like down to Walmart, the Farm King, Hy-Vee, whatever. It takes you around town a little bit, yeah. So you don't need your car, but it is a recommendation. And that brings us to our next topic, which is the cons and pros of WIU, Western Illinois University. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the cons first because I do have more cons than pros on this list. Not total, because I think WIU is underrated, and it could be better, don't get me wrong, but I did not list all of my pros on this list, which I now see as a mistake. But we're going to keep going. Okay, so a con would be for number one, because I'm definitely terrified of them. Bugs. Oh, the bugs out here, something else. I don't know where y'all are from, but I'm from the city, so we don't really have all of these bugs. Like during the summer, we have out here Asian beetles. They look like ladybugs, except they're orange and they bite. And they're like during the summertime, it's like, and the whole town is infested with them. It's like they come in during like I say that they're going to be coming anytime soon if they're not already here. But it had got so bad to a point where when you walk outside, they just swarming all in the air, and it's just like you got to put over a hood. I had like a hood over my head. I had to run, and then like one time it's a few of them got stuck in my car, and I couldn't get in because I was scared. I had to go look for someone to get them out. It was it gets crazy, okay? And then it's like you can't kill them because they say they attract more of them, so you have to vacuum them up and then let them out in the toilet or something. I don't know, something crazy. It gets crazy with the ladybugs or the Asian beetles, whatever. I do not like them. Okay, for number one. Okay, and then not even that. Some of the dorms, and I'm saying this because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, WIU is just great. It's just great. No, WIU, some of these dorms have roaches, and I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. They have roaches and bed bugs. I know last spring specifically, there was the dorm Thompson Hall. I worked in Thompson Hall, and I didn't know they had bugs at this time, but last year I was working there in the dining hall, and one night I was at the pizza station, and I was like, no, before then, when I first found out about it, I was in the dining hall, the main area of the cafe, and I was standing there, and I was like, hey, what's that bug over there? I think that seems something moving, because I'm thinking it's something like a cricket. I don't even know. I thought it was just a usual ant, a spider, something like that. I told my manager's manager that it was a bug because she was already on the floor. She was standing. I was like, hey, it was a bug over there. She just went and squished it like it was nothing, and she was like, eh. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was my first time seeing like that. There was bugs and stuff in there, but I was thinking, okay, maybe this is a one-time thing. Maybe it's one night. I do not like the dish room, right? I don't like the dish room. I do not like the dish room. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I do not like washing dishes for restaurants, stuff like that. I'll do it if I have to. Don't get me wrong. I do not like it though. I will not like it. But I'm in the pizza station. I'm sitting there. We know we don't have any customers, whatever. It hits, soon as it hits 12. No, it wasn't even 12 a.m. It was like 9 or 10 p.m. Roaches start scattering. I screamed a little bit. Don't get me wrong, because it's like, I don't know. But I started screaming a little bit, and it was just like they were scattering everywhere, and I was like, it was like 10 of them. I'm exaggerating when I say scattering everywhere, but I don't know, because 10 is a lot though. Like they were like scattering. I seen one, and I was like, hey, it's a bug over there, and they was like, yeah, let me know when it comes from under the freezer or whatever it was. And I was like, because they was gonna get up and get it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I seen another one. I was like, hey, it's another one back there. And they was like, yeah, they all under the pizza station if you look over there. And I was like, what? And then they told me like, yeah, they're real bad down here. And then a few days after that, because I was about to quit. I was about to quit that night, but I was like, no, it's not that bad. And I only have 3 weeks left of school. The few nights after that, I was at the pizza station once again, and at this point, I was just keeping to myself. Like, I was making sure none of my stuff was on the floor, none of my stuff. I was watching my belongings, I was watching my space, my personal space, make sure it's not on me, because I'm gonna scream bad. But anyway, one night they told me, like, hey, go to the dish room. They need you in the dish room. And of course, I didn't want to go to the dish room, but I was going to go anyway, because it's like, I work here. This is my job, whatever. I'm on my way over there. There was this dude named Jeff that used to work downstairs in the cafe with us, and I'm seeing Jeff over by the soap for the dishes, and I guess it wasn't working or something, so he started shaking it or whatever. When I say about 30 roaches scattered from the soap thing, the soap dispenser thing, when he started shaking it. And mind you, I don't have my glasses, so it could have been more than 30, so because I didn't have my glasses on. And as soon as I seen that, I just said, no, I'm not going over there. And I understand I work here, whatever, but there's a such thing as safety. There could be so many ways where I don't feel safe. I don't feel like this is a safe environment for me to be in, a hospitable environment. And the thing about it is, it isn't something that's told to most students, or most people. No, most students don't know. If they would have told me, I would have moved out of Thompson, and I would have moved off campus if I needed to. But I do not like bugs, especially things like roaches and bed bugs and stuff. And then when I talked to my manager about it, he was like, yeah, they got it bad. And also on the 3rd floor right now, there's like a bed bug infestation. And I was like, on the 3rd floor, how is it only on 1 floor? That means that they're all throughout the building. And I just got so disgusted that was my last semester in Thompson. And actually, I've been there one time this semester, and I've only walked in and then walked back out. I didn't touch nothing. It's just, it disgusted me real bad. So there are bugs out here, and the dorms, some of the dorms are infested. I don't know if Corbin or Olsen have them. I'm praying that they don't, because that's where I stay. I don't know if Lincoln Wash has them, and I do not know if Grote Hall has them. But what I do know is Thompson got them bad. They got them bad. Yeah. The pro, I'll say, I know I was going to do the cons and then the pros at the end, but a pro to WIU is, if you go in the group chat, you can see everything all the way from 5 years ago as to what the conversation was. If they were like, oh, does what's the name have bugs? Because with these questions have already been asked and answered. So if you go into the group chat, you can just say, hey, or look up a question that says, hey, do Thompson have bugs? Do Lowson have bugs? Whatever, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. So that's a pro to going to WIU. We have that group chat. It really is beneficial as a resource. But anyway, let's go to the next con. Another con would be, number 2 on my list as a con, is the racist or the racism that we sometimes experience out here. I didn't know there was so many experiences of it out here until last semester, when I started like, oh, it's kind of blatant now. Because at first it was just like, okay, I don't know if they're racist, but it might be racist, because you don't never know. But yeah, so last semester when that situation happened with it was like about 3 or 4 black students that went to WIU. They went to a Halloween store. It was around Halloween time. They was looking for costumes. Then this lady began throwing out racial slurs at them and told them get out of her store, and she called the police, and then the police came and said they couldn't do anything about it. And I understand why they said that, but at the same time, it was a no. So anyway, so that whole situation happened, and then the lady began posting things on social media saying that she should go and get her news, and calling black people monkeys, and all of this crazy stuff. I was like, what? And then it was like a whole big protest and stuff like that, and the president of WIU released a statement, but he didn't really do anything to make black students feel like this is still a safe town or a safe environment to be in or whatever when it comes to racism. And I mean, I guess he can't really do anything about it, but releasing a statement, saying words, is not really effective in my opinion. It's not really, I'm not gonna say it has no effect at all, but if he would have got out there with the protests and stuff like that, I think that would have been more effective. Or maybe if he would have been able to sit down and talk to a few students, or anything. But I guess the statement was all he chose to do, and that's where we're going to leave that. And then a few other racist experiences that students have had, of course, and it's more apparent to me than it was before. So I'll say that is a con. But I'll say a pro to WIU would be that the professors here are very understanding, and they're very helpful when it comes to if you express how you feel about certain things. Like, hey, if you go to your professor and be like, hey, I've been feeling this way about the campus, how can I get help with this? Or I've been doing this on campus and I just don't feel this way, and then they can help you find those resources. I won't say all professors, but most professors that I've encountered that weren't psychology professors, they're really beneficial when it comes to helping you get resources or reaching out to you later and being like, hey, you came to me earlier, I want you to get in touch with so and so about etc. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's keep going. Another con to being out here in Macomb at WIU would be the low minimum wage. Freshman year, I was making $13 an hour, and now they bumped it up to like 14, I think, maybe $14.50, but it's still pretty low in my opinion. Not because of the cost of living is also low, so it's like, I guess the minimum wage matches the cost of living out here. But I came from a job that I was making like 25 an hour, I believe, 24, 25 an hour. So to come from 25 to 14, it was a huge gap. Plus I wasn't working as many hours as before, so it was like the gap was astronomical for me. But if your gap isn't that big, then I guess it doesn't make as big of a difference. But $14 an hour is just not something that's wanted in this day and age, because it's like you still have other things to pay for, and it's just 14 an hour. It helps, don't get me wrong, because anything helps, but it's a no for me. A pro would be that the small community, this is a small community, it's a small amount of students here. There's not too many students where it's like, okay, I don't know nobody, and it's just too overwhelming. But it is big enough to be like, okay, hey, I haven't spoken to you before, I have never seen you on campus before. So that's what I like about WIU. It's like you can walk around and see somebody that you know, and you can also see somebody that you haven't met before, and you have a chance to get to know. You know, I like that type of environment for myself. A con and a pro would be it's a police town. Now, I feel that sometimes police can contribute to making a town safer in certain circumstances, but I also feel like at some point police can abuse their power, and that's when it becomes a con. Okay, so not last semester, but the previous semester before that one, I'll say 2022 and 2023 spring semester, I was pulled over, I think about 20 times, about 20 times throughout like two to three semesters, which is insane because in Chicago I've never been pulled over. But out here they pull you over for the smallest things. It's because Chicago has so much crime that they don't focus on like the itty bitty small things that they don't have time for, because they got somebody on a chase that they chasing down on an E-way, or they got somebody shooting on an E-way, so they have bigger things, they have bigger fish to fry. Out here they don't have as much to do, or as much crime to pay attention to, I guess. So they'll pull you over and question you about the small things. They stopped me one time because they said I stopped, I think, an inch over the line on the ground. You know how there's a stop sign and then there's a line that indicates where you should stop? They said I stopped like an inch over that line, so they pulled me over. Yeah. And then one time they pulled me over because the light on my license plate, one of the lights on my license plates went out. I'm glad that they let me know that, but I just feel like that wasn't necessary. But I do understand that they did help me, let me see that it was out. But at the same time, bro, I'm just a college student, I don't know what you're talking about. And then one time they pulled me over because my what was it, my fog light was out, or some other light was out, and it was like, okay, whatever. Then one time they pulled me over for going like 3 over the speed limit. One time they pulled me over, I'm not gonna keep going, but as you can see, they pull you over for the small things, which is why I think that sometimes it can be like overbearing having so many police officers in like this type of town. But at the same time, it's like in certain situations, like that situation last 2 semesters ago when a party that everybody was at had got shot up, and police were able to respond to that quickly. I think that was a good thing that happened. And then another thing I don't know if it's a pro or a con, but last month last month there was a shooting that happened. A 4-year-old boy got shot and killed by the police. It was on accident, of course. There wasn't any ill intention, but I feel like if there was a way it could have been prevented, but at the same time, I do see how it happened. So I don't know how I feel about that yet, but I'm just throwing that in there while we're on the subject of police. Anyway, let's keep going. Another kind would be that the town shuts down at 11 to 12 in the morning. So if you, okay, the other day I was hungry, way too late, couldn't get anything to eat because the dining hall was closed. McDonald's, Wendy's, all of the places were closed. Even though I don't go to McDonald's anymore, all of the fast food places are closed except Taco Bell, which closes at like 1 a.m. I think, or 3 a.m. I'm not sure, but that's the only place open. And it's just like the whole town is closed, and like there's like 2 or 3 gas stations open throughout the whole town. And yeah, so yeah, that's a con. A pro would be that nobody cares. Like, no, I'm not gonna say nobody, but most students don't care about your looks, what you have, your designer. Nobody cares about that. Come with your red clothes on, jogging pants, they don't care. Come with shorts on, put your fit on. Nobody really cares unless they're like your friends and they're like, oh, you got that stuff on there, congratulating you, or they're like, oh, you need to go take that off. You know, like this, it's like type of banter thing, but nobody's really gonna look down upon you. You will have those few students that be like, oh, that they think they better than you because of that. I've never had that, but I have seen it happen. You can really do what you want out here, and it's really a really good place to be able to find out who you want to be. So I'll say that is a pro. Find out who you want to be, how you want to dress. You can really just create the life that you feel like that you want for yourself, and I think that's a pro. Another kind would be the price gouging for services. Like the nail services out here, they want, I think what was it, $150 for like a manicure, pedicure, clear, just clear, no acrylic, $150. Who's paying that? Not me, not I, because I'm not doing that. I feel like that's goofy to pay. I'm not no goofy. Is you cool? Like at the same time, G, like you really gotta. Like I understand. Like we in the type of environment where you can like price whatever, put your prices at whatever, because there really is no set list or whatever for everybody. But it's just I'm not paying certain prices for things. That's why I always, once I find the people that I do want to go to for certain things, I stick with them. Like for my braids out here, I go to Crystal. I never really need any other services out here, but I'm sure that everybody has their own people that they go to. Me personally, I'm not paying certain things. Like sometimes they want $200 to get your hair braided. For the basicest thing, like you get 2 braids, they're talking about, yeah, that's gonna be $125. Who? Yeah, no. Excuse me. But anyway, yeah, so the price gouging is really bad out here sometimes, but sometimes it is like, okay, they'll give you a deal because it is in Macomb, and so you really got to pick and choose. But anyway, so the last thing I'll get into are the orgs. The orgs I've been in is Blueprint, which is a modeling org, WAVE, which is a volunteering organization, NAACP, which is, you should know what that is, No Limits, which is it's Bible study for Christians or Christian students or etc. And then I used to be in the finance club. I'm no longer in that one this semester. I might join next semester, I don't know. And Blueprint, I think I dropped from Blueprint maybe 6 weeks ago, but I still am, and I'm still involved in WAVE PLS, which is Preeminent Lady Society. I think I get initiated in like a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and I'm a part of the e-board for NAACP, and I think I may be a part of the e-board for No Limits for next semester, but I'm not sure about that yet. Yeah, and I think I have a few good ideas of what organizations are good on campus, like the UUB, BSA, BAG. BAG is Black Artists Guild for like making art. And yeah, and that's gonna be this video. Thanks for watching. I hope I was able to answer any and all of y'all questions. If y'all have any more, y'all can comment them on this video, or y'all can, DM me on social media. I do respond on certain social medias, but if I don't see your message, don't feel attacked, for real. Don't feel attacked, for real. I'm just a college student, like I said. But anyway, it's laying too raw. This video was way overdue. Make sure you subscribe. Thank y'all for getting me to 800 subscribers. I really appreciate it, for real, because I did take a long break from YouTube, and yeah, it's just really appreciated. So it's laying too raw. I hope I answered all your questions, and hopefully you'll be back with me in the next video.
Cause I need my speakers turned up, turn louder than loud. I don't wanna hear these voices, I just wanna see crowds and all the